Hello and welcome. I am Matt Taylor and this is my variety channel. Time for another board game review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the board game Shadows over Camelot. First of all, I really enjoy this game. Just the theme and the artwork is absolutely incredible. The thematic elements are fantasy time during the time of King Arthur and the knights and just battling evil, which is just really cool to me. And this is a cooperative game. For those of you who may not be familiar of what a co-op game is, everyone that plays, they're all on the same team and they're trying to defeat the board, which is really cool. With one caveat, is there is a element of a traitor. That's a possibility of having a traitor who works against the team but tries to do it sneakily and tries to win for the evil side. So that's kind of adds a neat element to it because you never know if there's a traitor in play. So if someone does something kind of shady, then you might think they're a traitor, and even though they may not be. So Shadows over Camelot by Days of Wonder. 3 to 7 players can play this, and it recommends ages 10 and up. And each game takes around 60 to 90 minutes. So once again, I really enjoy this game. I'm going to bring the camera in a little closer to show you some of the pieces. This is not going to be a full gameplay, how to play Shadows over Camelot. I'll briefly do kind of an overview of how things go, but mainly I just want to show you the artwork and show you the different pieces and kind of how it goes, and then kind of leave the decision up to you if this is a game that you might want to play with your friends and family. But like I said, I really enjoy this game. All right, so here is an overview of the game, how it would be set up. Pretty neat. There's a lot of cool different elements, a lot of pieces, but don't let that intimidate you. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. The first area I want to show you is Camelot. Here is the Camelot Castle, and each one of these designates a chair on where our knights will sit. This is King Arthur. Look at how cool these little game pieces look. Really neat game pieces. So they'll sit here on their chairs. And you're only using the knights that are in play. For example, if we have 4 knights in play, or 4 players playing, there'll be 4 knights. And each knight has a player card like this, and it'll tell you on there, like this is King Arthur's, it'll tell you their special power. For example, his special power is once per turn you may exchange 1 white card face down with another knight of your choice. If he has Excalibur, add 1 to any combat you participate in. Discard Excalibur to counter any 1 black card just drawn. Holy Grail, any dying knight who drinks from the grail gains 4 life points, discard after use. Lancelot's Armor, anytime you must draw 1 black card, draw 2 instead and play 1 and place the other back under the black draw pile. Now that's really important to know what these 3 things do, and I'll discuss how you can solve the quest for Excalibur, the Holy Grail, and Lancelot's Armor. And then it gives you the game turns. So the way that each turn works is you have to do an evil phase first, and you can do one of 3 actions for the evil phase. And the person, let's say it's my turn and I'm working King Arthur, I have to do one of 3 different actions first, which can be I could draw a card and do what it says. For example, this card is Mercenaries. So I'd have to place 1 Saxon or Pict on the battlefield. If he is the 4th one, this war is lost. Or I could choose to put a catapult on the field. And the reason why that's important is once the field fills up with catapults, the game is over. And you could leave somebody here in Camelot to battle the catapults and keep them from filling up. Sometimes that's a good strategy, and then the other ones will go out to solve a quest. Or you could, on your turn, just choose to lose a life point. Everybody at the beginning of the game, they start with 4 life points. And I could choose for the evil action, instead of doing a card and instead of putting a catapult, I could just choose to sacrifice 1 life point. And that might be a strategy that you'll want to use. So at any rate, what you do is at the beginning of the game, whoever goes first, they'll decide if they want to stay here in Camelot. And if they do, they get to draw 2 cards. Or they can move somewhere to a quest that would take up their turn. Or if they're already on a quest, they could do a quest action, which involves either fighting or some other type of action for that quest. And we'll go into that a little bit as I look at each one of those little quests. So like I said, I'm not going to do a full gameplay video. It's just more of a review to kind of entice you a little bit on this game. This quest right here is the quest for Excalibur. And in order to do something, what you do is you would send your knight to one of these spots, and you could send 1 or more people there if you want to try to capture it quickly. And then in order to, what we need to do is we need to get this token to here to win it. But there's also evil cards on the evil turn that will move it this way. And once it comes here, it's lost and it can't be won. And also what happens is if you lose it, you lose 2 swords, and the person also loses, whoever's here loses 1 health. Okay? And the reason why black swords are bad is if you get 7 black swords here on the Excalibur table, then you're going to lose the game. But if you win it, you get 2 white swords, you get 7 cards to distribute amongst the knights that are there, and you also get a life point. And you get to take Excalibur, and you can use that for certain things to help you, which is really neat. It helps you in fighting. This is the quest for Lancelot's armor, and only 1 person or knight can go there to try to do the quest. And in order to defeat the quest, you need to play 3 of the same fight card totals here and 2 of the same here, and the value of those combined needs to be greater than the value of these ones. And how do these get placed there? They get placed here depending on if someone draws an evil card, number 3, or dragon is the number 7 if you play the other side. So what happens is when this gets drawn, the person that drew it, they can put it face down. They can put it face down, and they can gain some white cards if they gain a white card if they do that. Or they can play it face up, not get a white card. That way people know you know what the value is. Okay, and then once this fills up completely, that quest is lost unless you defeat it. And then, so that's that quest, and that is really important. This is an important game piece that will help you win the game. All right, here you go. We see a couple of different quests you can do. The main quest of the game is the quest for the Holy Grail. And again, there's a bunch of different spots here where we can send people. And in order to defeat the Grail, we need to play Grail cards. And those would be white cards. See the Grail cards? And so people that go there, you have to play Grail cards here and get them to the end. And hopefully the bad guys won't be placing, or we won't be placing these, lay on the first empty square like this. Okay? So once you fulfill this quest, you get 3 victory or 3 white swords, 7 white cards, and health. And then the cup, which helps people, which helps you. Or if you lose, you lose. There's 3 bad swords. Once again, I told you, there's only 12 potential spots on the round table to put victory swords, whether they're good or bad, and the majority will win the game. Or another way you can lose the game is if on the field the catapults fill up. Here's another quest. This is for defeating the Picts or the Saxons. And you can send multiple people here as well. And once there's 4 of them here, the quest is lost unless you defeat them. The way you defeat them is by playing these in sequential order, these fight cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And there's a couple other minor quests out there. I'm not going to show you all those. But I pretty much showed you most of the game pieces. Here are these little Saxons and the Picts. Pretty cool. These are actually the Saxons here with and they will go on here. Well, there you have it, a review of the board game Shadows over Camelot. Once again, I really like this game. I love the artwork. I love the cooperative nature of it. Sometimes it's fun just to be on the same team with everybody and try to beat the board, as opposed to constantly trying to beat each other in other types of games. And it's very enjoyable. The theme is rich. The artwork and the game board pieces are just incredibly detailed. And I really enjoy the game. If you like fantasy type games, if you like co-op games where you get to play on the same team, check this game out. I'll put a link down below where you can find it on Amazon. It is an affiliate link, so I will get a small percentage of the sale if you decide to buy it, but it won't cost you any extra. I'm Matt Taylor. This is my variety channel. Until next time, happy gaming, everyone.